Alright, man, so I'm back with my videos, man. I took 2 days off. Had a lot going on at home, and I don't like to rush my shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just take the 2 days off and come back hard. Pause. So today we're talking about 40 years old woman. Some bragging, some hate it. Let's look into it, man. What's going on? I ain't watched this video, but we gonna get right into it.
I was talking to my friend today, and she was like, do you pray for a husband? Like, you always talk about wanting a husband. Do you pray for a husband? Because we're both Christian. And I was like, actually, no. I pray over every area of my life, but I don't pray over a husband. Is it because I just don't want one? Like, maybe I think I want one, but I don't actually want one. But then I'm like, no, I genuinely do want a husband. Like, and it's also really scary to get to the point where I am, which me and my friend also talked about, because it's like you get to a certain
Yo, that mole on her neck is pissing me off, man.
level of comfortability with your singleness that it's like almost like you'd rather choose just being single than to be coupled and have to
Out here looking like a chocolate chip cookie.
compromise with another human being. Now I know that I'm getting close to that point, like I'm on the cusp. Like I'd either go like here or here. Here is finding my love and being with my love. And over here is just being single for the rest of my life and being completely okay with it. Because the only reason I really think about having a husband is because my kids are old. If you're new here, I'm 40. I'm actually 41 in a week. My kids are 20 and 18. One's already flown the nest. The other one will eventually fly the nest. And I'm just going to be here. I don't even have a dog anymore. So I'll just be here by myself. I refuse to get cats, so I cannot be a single cat lady. So then what am I going to do? Obviously, I need a husband. And then my friend said, you know, you actually need to date. I was like, fair. That's fair. In order to get a husband, I would probably need to date. First of all, I know I'm not staying in the city that I live in. So for me to date here would not really serve any good purpose for me, because let's say I fell in love and then I would have to stay here. That is the last thing that I want to do. So therefore, my dating is on pause until I get to where at least I see like the next, 5-10 years of my life.
5-10 years, like, man, you'll be 50.
And that is not until next year. So then I'm back here in single land, and I think, oh, dating could be fun, but obviously I can't date because I can't fall in love here. So then it's like this vicious cycle. I know I need to. It's getting a little weird. Like, it's getting weird. And then I talked to my other friend, and she's like, you're just too picky. It's not that I'm too picky.
You are too picky, because if you weren't picky, you would have a husband by now and everything.
I said I have like standards. Doesn't everyone have standards? And no one has like actually checked the boxes, except for you know who I'm going to talk about.
This is where we talked about, like, where women always trying to find the perfect, not all women, but some women, and they end up being single for the rest of their life. Because ain't no man, ain't no human being, ain't no girl out here that's gonna check out all the boxes. You just gonna have to make it happen. Accept it. Once you understand that, yo, ain't nobody perfect out here, only in the movies and TV shows, then dating, it becomes a lot easier. Or else you're gonna just be picking and choosing. Oh, he didn't check off one box out of 100, so I'm not gonna date him. Bam, guess what? Back on the streets.
But he like didn't check like the chemistry box. So then it's just, I just go round and round and round in circles.
Round and round, hopping on some dick. Man, ain't no way you're 40, bro. Look at your face. Her face got the same skin as my ball sack.
It never fails. A woman comes on the internet being vulnerable, being relatable, expressing how she feels to other women. And men jump on there and they take that as their opportunity to be like, see, and I'm sure you probably met plenty of men in your 20s, plenty of men in your 30s that you could have settled down and had kids for. But no, you thought you were too good for them and this and that. Like, lonely doesn't mean desperate. So you can dump out that trash bag full of clothes because you're not bringing them to her house. Not every woman who is lonely is willing to settle for you. Don't let her tears on the internet fool you into thinking that she's probably thinking, I should have settled long ago. Like, some women don't want to settle. She might be lonely in the moment, but she still would rather choose this life. Don't act like single women are the only ones who are in tears. I'm sure there are married women who are also crying themselves to sleep every night because they married a raggedy man they met in their 20s, the raggedy man they met in their 30s. Some of these men want you to settle because they are the men they want you to settle for. So, of course, they're going to be like, see, I'm sure you met, they're the raggedy men they speak of. So her comment said things like, but at least you enjoyed your 20s when you didn't need no man. You missed.
Hey, I'm gonna pause this right here. Look at this username right here. Allahu Akbar.
The train, get a cat. Don't worry, it gets worse. Getting a man is not difficult. It's getting a decent man that sometimes is an issue. People think the worst thing in the world is being alone, but it's not. It's being with someone that makes you feel alone. So for all the men out there that are really worried about her, for some reason, I think she'll be fine. I think she pulls her car up every day to the house that she owns, that she pays for herself. She probably crawls into her king-size bed that she doesn't have to share. She has a girl dinner. And I think she plans a trip with a solo trip or a trip with her girlfriends, spend time with her family and her friends. She probably has a pet. I think she'll be fine. So when
And why come on the internet and showing us tears and crying about how I don't have this and that? A house, like you're coming to an empty house, and maybe she don't like that. Maybe you like that, but she obviously is not okay. If somebody is gonna sit in their driveway and make a video about them crying, they're not okay. Let's be real. She wasn't even in the house. She don't even want to go in the house because every time she pull up in the driveway, she's crying and talking about she's gonna go on vacation, this and that. Yeah, and then guess what happens? Yo, you go on a vacation, and some of these women they hook up with random men on vacation, come back with nothing but STDs. Back in your driveway crying.
you get back home to your basement at your mom's house and you're heating up that hot pocket that you didn't finish this morning and you crawl into your futon, I want you to realize that she's not worried about you. So maybe you shouldn't worry about her.
Not all men stay at their mom basement. There are men out here who got a, decent apartment, don't have a futon to sleep on. I used to sleep on a futon, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. But I upgraded myself ASAP, by the year or two. I had a queen size bed, very nice, very comfortable, and my place was looking really nice. Yeah. So even if a man is sleeping on a futon, but you gotta drive to change his stuff around him, like he's not comfortable with what he have, and he shows you, even if he buys a little coffee table, right, that he didn't have, that means, this man is moving up slowly. Next thing you know, he gonna get a bed. Ain't no one like to sleep on a futon, man. That shit ain't comfortable. Especially if you're a man who bring home women, a lot of women. That's what made me want to fucking get a queen size bed. I'm like, I'm done sleeping with women on this futon. I feel bad for them. So I had to upgrade. Toss that shit out the balcony after that when I got my fucking queen size bed.
My name is Audrey. I turned 42 years old this year. I am single. I have no kids, and I live in a very small town on the central coast of California. Actually, the town that I grew up in, my hometown. And I'm at this really interesting place in my life where I am in the middle of my life, hopefully the middle of my life, Lord willing. And I don't seem to have a place where I really connect with a lot of people who are my age, because a lot of people my age have children, they have a community, they do things with their kids, families, other families and things. And it's just a really interesting place to be. So I've had to really define what joy and what fulfillment really look like at this stage in my life. I previously was in Northern California. I owned 2 businesses and I loved what I did, but it was time for me to come back home and the market kind of shifted. And so I found myself back in a small town and just kind of refiguring out life and what that looks like. And there have been a lot of stresses that the Lord has taken out of my life. I currently work in ministry for my church and I love what I do. But then I find myself outside of work wondering like, do I start another business? What kinds of hobbies do I get into? I would just love to know if you're in the same boat as I am, what you do to fill your time. Are you out making new friends at this age? Like, what are we doing with all of our time and how to find more joy?
I want to say one thing, right? For speaking from experience, if you single, right, no matter what the age is, and you really want to date, moving to a small town is the worst mistakes you can make in your life. You know, if you really want to like explore your options, small town is not the place. Yep. You move to a small town after you have a family, kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't trying to be bothered. Or you have a purpose that you want to focus on. If you're not thinking pussy and your thing is just your purpose or your family, like you want to be somewhere quiet, perfect. Small town is perfect. But if you out here trying to find people to date, small town is the worst mistakes you can make because your dating pool, it go from a fucking public pool at a community center to your bathroom sink size. Let that sink in. So my advice to you is don't move to a small town if you're single and you're looking to date. There's specific type of men who love these type of women who are just dancing because they have a place to stay for them, you know. She looked fit, I would say, you know what I'm saying? Like thick, this type of woman I like thick waist down, and anyways, it don't who care what I like. If I was a single man and I was struggling, didn't have a place to stay, or you know, I gotta move out for whatever reason, this type of woman I would fucking target because I'm gonna blow her back out, first of all. And eventually I can sleep there, I can slowly start to move my stuff in and start going to work from that place. Yeah, specific type of men love this type of woman. He probably be younger than her, probably 10, 15 years younger. But yo, the man got a place to stay, got a thick bitch to fuck every night, and she can probably cook. And he don't gotta worry about no bills. He can stack up a lot of bread if he do this shit smart. I'm telling you, man. If you young and you got something like this going on, man, I would give it a shot. But you gotta do this shit smart. Make sure that you fuck the shit out of her. Make sure you make her tap out every night. Then you gotta get a job, man. You can't be lazy, bro. Get a job. Get 2 jobs if you can. So you don't have to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? You can stack up a lot of bread at the same time you sleep comfortably. And you got a girl who gonna cook. Like, you don't have to come home and clean. She probably do all that. I mean, you can contribute a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, baby, you know, I'll mop the floors today. And then you stack up a lot of bread and then you invest that bread or whatever you're gonna do with that money, man. You know, be smart with it. And you're gonna be up, bro. I'll do that, man. Shit, man, I had this type of opportunities when I was young, in my early 20s, you know? I was seeing this chick. She was a nurse, had a whole apartment. She would fucking beg me to stay longer. She was not that old either. I think like 32, and I was 22, and I gave her that good, you know what I'm saying? So she was stigmatized. Yeah, man. She was begging me to stay every night, man. I'm like, nah, baby girl. In my mind at that time, I was like, yo, I'm just here for the good time, baby. And I gotta go and get back to my other bitches. Can't be just with you. That's where I fucked up. So I'm gonna give you the advice as a 35-year-old man. If I could go back, I'd definitely use that place and stack up my bread. And she was bad, bro. She a bad little nurse.
It's hard not.
These type of women, man, they're gonna be always single because in their mind, they're not 40 plus. In their mind, they're still dating like a fucking 18-year-old. You gotta understand something, man. Once you reach a certain type of age, right, as a woman or a man, you're gonna be dealing with people who have kids from previous marriage or relationship. Yes. Come on, man. You're 40 plus, touching 50. You're gonna be dealing with people who got kids. Yo, man, beggars can't be choosing, man. Nothing is wrong with you. You just didn't give the right guy a chance when you're in your early ages. You were too busy chasing the man of your dream. Guess what, baby girl? The man of your dream only stays in your dream. That's always gonna be a dream. It ain't gonna be a reality. Wake up.
So I am officially 39 and single with no kids. This lighting, where I am is making me look so dark. I'm not actually this.
Who gives a fuck about your skin complexion, bro? Just get the video out. Dario Rihanna? Rihanna. Now I know why she's single, man. She must be a hoe in her early ages.
I just don't want to stress about any of this anymore. I just don't. It's not worth my time. And you know, there's been things in life, whether it's a relationship or money issues or just living situations. And I think we've all been through those situations where we think, oh my God, this is the worst. I'm so stressed, and you're losing sleep about it. And then a few years down the road, you're like, why was I ever stressed about that? Everything works out in its time. And I just have to live from that perspective of God knows the desires of my heart. At the end of the day, I'm a good person. I'm bettering myself. I'm going back to school and I'm doing these things to try to improve my life. And what happens is going to happen, but I can't live my life feeling stressed that I'm not going to hit these particular landmarks.
What happens is gonna happen, but see, this is what I'm talking about. You can't just leave everything on God and be like, man, whatever happens gonna happen. Ain't nobody knocking on your door and giving you what you want, man. She's 39, right? Even though she look a little bit older, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these women out here, man, trying to hide their age because they know they're getting up there. But you're 39 years old and you've been trying to wait for your opportunity to come knock on your door, but it ain't happened yet, right? So don't you wanna like change up your actions a little bit and see you can't do the same thing and expect a different outcome? That's buffoonery. I have no hope for these women, man. That's all I gotta say. I don't wish nothing bad on them or nothing, but you know when you look at a situation and you know it ain't gonna go nowhere? Yeah. Yeah. Most of these women who make these type of video, man, ain't no hope, bro. They're just looking for a little attention on the fucking TikTok. And boom. Go back to their bullshit. And that's my take on this video, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Jay signing out. I have more videos on this topic. But man, this video getting super long. I'm already 25 minutes in almost. And I'm gonna make a part 2 on this shit, bro. Just now. I'm gonna catch you guys next video, alright? Peace and love.